Good morning. Name? Educational background? Sir? Still pursuing ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಇನ್ನು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಬಿಡಿಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಓದ್ತಾ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರ್ತಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ರೈಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಸಂಜಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮಿನರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ನು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಂದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಫ್ಯೂವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 12 to 15 ತನಕ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಕೆಲವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 7, 8, 9 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಾವ್ರೇಜ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಂದ 8 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಆ್ಯಾವ್ರೇಜ್ 7 to 15 ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ 100 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮಿನರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 50% ಅಲ್ವಾ 100 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 50 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ರೈಟ್ ಈ 50% ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದರ್ ಆರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಟಾಪಿಕನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆದನ್ನು ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಇನ್ನು ಜನರಲ್ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ವ In science and technology, you will get around 8 questions for preliminary examinations. The major topics which you need to cover are space technology, defense technology, a very important topic, biotechnology, then these three are very important, like from previous year trends we can say that at least we can expect 70 to 80% of science questions from these three topics. Then we can expect 1 to 2 questions from general science, includes biology, physics, chemistry, basics of all these subjects. We'll cover general science in first few hours, like 5-10 hours we'll cover general science. Then developments in robotics, nanotechnology, information technology, very much important, information technology. Under information technology we'll cover computer networks, different types of 2G, 3G, 4G, spectrum, etc. will cover. Have you heard about any of these topics? Biology? You don't know. You know space defense technologies, right? In space technology, space means between the celestial bodies there is a vacuum where there is no atmosphere. That is what space is, right? Universe is formed. Universe is formed around 13.8 billion years ago. 13.8 billion years ago. You know Big Bang theory, right? Once upon a time, universe was like a huge sphere ball, giant ball. One find it exploded 13.8 billion years ago. That explosion caused the formation of universe, stars, galaxies, planets, etc., celestial bodies. Due to the Big Bang explosion, the universe formed. Right? We will discuss about astronomy here. Under space technology, we will cover astronomy, where we will discuss important galaxies, stars, other celestial bodies, later our solar system, important planets, then space missions which we have done, ISRO have done. Later we'll discuss about orbits. We know about Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, right? ISRO, the main function of ISRO is to, it will do space missions like launching the rockets, sending humans to space. Right now they haven't sent any human to space. They are planning to send human into space by the next 1 or 2 years. Gaganyaan mission they are planning, right? To send human into space, where they will send? Around Earth. There are so many different orbits, like low Earth orbit, sun synchronous orbit, geosynchronous orbit, geosynchronous equatorial orbit, then polar orbit, etc. We discuss about all these types of orbits. Very much important. I think 2 years ago in UPSC, 2 or 3 years ago in UPSC preliminary examination, they have asked a question about geosynchronous orbit. They have asked what is the distance of the orbit from the surface of the Earth. It is around 35,786 kilometers. We discuss all the orbits. Then before discussing the orbits, it's very much important to know about Kepler's laws of planetary motion. Kepler's laws. We know about Newton's laws, right? Newton's first law, second law, third law. At least we know Newton's third law. For every action, there is an opposite reaction. Likewise, for planetary motions, the planets to revolve around a star, there are three theories: Kepler's first, second, third law. We'll discuss Kepler's laws. Then we will discuss about our launch vehicles. We have many rockets to launch satellites into different orbits. These orbits we have Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle (PSLV). You might have heard about this PSLV. Have you seen the movie Mangalayana Mission Mars in the movie, right? PSLV rocket. Have you heard about Mars Orbiter mission? Mangalayana program. It was very much in news during 2014 when the new BJP government came into power. Because during that time, India made its first mission to Mars, where India placed its first orbit into Mars orbit. Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle (PSLV), Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle (GSLV), then Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark 3 (GSLV Mark 3) we have. Then we have Small Satellite Launch Vehicle (SSLV). We'll discuss in detail about these launch vehicles. What is its capacity, to which orbit it will cater the satellite into, then what are the stages of the rocket. Then we'll discuss what kind of satellites that it can carry. Very much important. We'll discuss about the launch vehicles. Then important missions. important missions carried out by our space organization, Indian Space Research Organization, like ISRO formed way back in 1969. Later we have made many important launches like Chandrayana 1, Chandrayana 2. Chandrayana 2 failed. Later we have made Chandrayana 3. Then Mars orbiter mission, Mangalyana program we have done. Then Gaganyana, the futuristic program. We'll discuss all the important missions which ISRO have done, and other countries important missions we'll discuss, like important missions by NASA, SpaceX, and Russian Federation Space Agency and other space agencies we'll discuss. Then we'll cover current affair part of space technology also. See, in UPSC CSC preparation, the major part is current affairs. If you cover current affairs rigorously, and if you start to connect the current affair with the static part, the task is half done. You should be a regular. Current affair newspaper, no, right? Then start to read from now onwards, at least 1 hour daily. We read a newspaper, The Hindu, Indian Express, anyone. The Hindu is good, and it's better to read a monthly magazine also. Monthly magazine, any good institutions, monthly magazine you can refer, right? Then after space technology, we'll discuss under defense technology. We'll discuss about Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, the headquarters, the chairman, the basic set of laboratories, important laboratories under DRDO, etc. Then we'll discuss Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Do you know who is being called as Missile Man of India? Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is known as Missile Man of India because Abdul Kalam thought that, do you know or have you heard about India-Pakistan clashes these days, right? The earlier Uri attack, recently these many attacks had happened, right? Abhinandan Vartaman destroyed American-made F-series fighter jet with the help of Russian-made MiG-series fighter jet. India's fighter jets will discuss. Fighter jets. MiG-series fighter jet. Later Sukhoi. Later Rafale. Then we have our Tejas. We'll discuss the specifications, the range, capacity, etc., and what kind of fighter jets these are. The Integrated Guided Missile Development Program is mixed series of fighter jet is from Russia, Sukhoi from Russia, Rafale from France. Tejas is the only fighter jet made in India with our own technology. APJ Abdul Kalam thought, if we purchase each and every arsenals or missiles from other country, what will happen? America will sell to us also, Pakistan also, Russia will sell to us also, China also. Then it will be difficult for us to fight, right? So he thought, let us develop our own missiles. That's why the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Under this program, he developed a Patna, Prithvi, Agni, Trishul, Nag, and Akash missiles. and we discuss different types of missiles like cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, the difference between ballistic missile and cruise missiles, then all the important missiles that are functional right now and are under our Army, Navy and Air Force. Later we'll discuss about the current affair part with defense technology. Then we'll discuss about the submarines, warships, different types of submarines, SSK, SSM, SSBN category submarines are there, means diesel powered, electric powered, nuclear powered submarines we'll discuss. Then warships, there are fighter ships, then different types of warships are there, we'll discuss. Under defense research, defense technology. Then biotechnology, very important part. Bio means life. Technology means by utilizing life, living organisms, enzymes, etc. We are doing some work. The work which will be useful to us. That is biotechnology, basic. Biotechnology, under biotechnology, we can simply say that earlier the guava which we were eating, it was very small. The seeds were more. It was hard, right? The guava we are eating right now is big, soft, right? Tasty. That is because of it is a hybrid variety. The papaya earlier we were eating, it used to get ripened in a day or two. It used to get softened very easily. But the papaya which we are getting right now in the market it is very colorful, bright oranges. Then the seeds are less. It is bit hard. The taste is good. Hybrid variety, right? Biotechnology will discuss about DNA, RNA, the difference. Then different technologies like gene editing, gene therapy, then DNA sequencing, then DNA fingerprinting, then three-parent baby, gene mutation, etc. There are so many other terms. Then BT cotton, BT brinjal, we discuss BT. BT means not biotechnology. BT, it is a bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria. BT cotton brinjal we will discuss. Later we will discuss about different types of biotechnology like food biotechnology, medical biotechnology, then agricultural biotechnology, marine biotechnology. We will discuss biotechnology that can be used to create drugs. Biotechnology can be used to find out means or find any disease. To diagnose a disease, we can use biotechnology. For example, during the time of COVID, which test we have used to detect coronavirus? RT-PCR, right? RT-PCR. Reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction test, biotechnology. We'll discuss how it will detect. Then to detect AIDS, we'll do ELISA test. Enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Biotechnology. We'll discuss. Then under information technology, we'll discuss different types of computer network. Then important network devices, internet, 2G to 6G. We discuss the generations. Then Wi-Fi, Li-Fi, etc. technologies. In our previous UPSC examination, they have asked about Li-Fi. Wi-Fi means wireless fidelity. Wireless fidelity. Li-Fi means light fidelity. With the help of the Wi-Fi router, we are getting internet, right? The internet data is coming with the help of the router with the radiation. Which radiation? Radio waves. While connecting Wi-Fi to your mobile phone, you will get two frequency ranges, right? 2.4G and 5G. 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz frequency ranges there. The bandwidth will discuss, the frequency ranges will discuss which kind of electromagnetic radiation which are used, we'll discuss in information technology. Then we'll discuss about different types of cyber attacks, cyber security, different type of cyber attacks, different type of hackers, computer virus, spyware, ransomware, etc. We'll discuss. Then Information Technology Act, IT Act, will cover IT Act, Information Technology Act. Then we'll discuss nanotechnology, not so important. The important basics of nanotechnology, robotics, and other necessary things. In previous UPSC examination, they have asked a question. Do you know about the incandescent bulb? Incandescent bulb. Earlier, we used to have this type of bulb in our home, the filament type bulb, right? Later, CFL bulb came, right? CFL, incandescent. Then CFL, compact fluorescent light, compact fluorescent light. Then later we are using the LED bulb, LED, light emitting diode bulb. Why? There is a progressive change in the technology to increase the efficiency, to reduce the cost, right? There are many reasons. In incandescent bulb, we used to get a yellowish light, and the electricity bill was very high because it consumes lot of energy. The electricity used by incandescent light was given out in the form of heat rather than light. More than light, it gives out heat, right? It was very hot. Later came CFL. Later we are using light emitting diode LED, which is more efficient. LED light emitting diode. It gives out a bright white light, and the durability is also high. Cost is also comparatively low. In an UPSC preliminary examination, they have asked a question about the comparison between LED and CFL bulb. They have asked lifespan of CFL is more than LED. Statement 1. LED is more efficient than CFL. Statement 2. Then options 1 and 2 both are correct. Only 2 correct. Then only 1 correct. Then none are correct. What do you choose? None. 1. Which one is correct? B. B is correct. Right. Lifespan of CFL is not more than the lifespan of LED. First statement is wrong. Then LED is more efficient than CFL, right? In UPSC examination, they don't ask very difficult, not only very difficult questions. They mainly focus on the general knowledge, the awareness which the candidate have. Right? So you should be aware about the daily things which are going around you, not only the bookish things. Right now we'll start with biology. We might have studied science till 10th maybe, because we are from commerce background, right? Till 10th we have studied science like photosynthesis, respiration, etc., etc., right? Till that we will from 6 to 12 NCERT is very important for all the subjects. If a person starts to prepare for UPSC CSC examination, the first suggestion we get is cover NCERTs first. That is the foundation. If you know the basics, you can study the later difficult other deeper topics later. But you are expected to know these concepts. You are expected. In many institutions, what they will do, what I will also do, we will just cover space technology, defense technology, robotics, nanotechnology, information technology, cyber security, etc. will cover. But here, many students are from different backgrounds and the institution requires deeper knowledge to be shared. That's why let's cover from the basics. Let's not dig in very deeper. Let's brush up our basics. That's enough. Evolution of life. We know Earth was not like now earlier. It was very different from the present Earth. How was Earth millions of billions of years ago? It was like a hot ball where atmosphere was not like this. It was very different. Earlier, Earth didn't have free atmosphere. Oxygen was not there. Primitive Earth atmosphere lacked oxygen. Carbon dioxide content was more. Right now, what is the composition of air around us? The air around us is majorly made up of nitrogen, 78%, then oxygen, approximately 21%, then carbon dioxide, 0.03%, then argon, inert gas, argon, 0.93%. What happened due to Big Bang explosion? The universe formed 13.8 billion years ago. 13.8 billion years ago, Big Bang explosion happened. Universe started to expand. Right now also universe is continuously expanding. The particles combined to form stars. Due to the gravitational pull of stars, planets formed. Then other celestial bodies like asteroids, pulsars, meteors, etc. formed. Earth and solar system. Were formed 4.6 billion years ago. 4.6 billion years ago. 4.6 billion years ago, Earth was formed. Billion means 10 power. If I ask you, I will give you 1 crore rupees or 1 million rupees, what you will choose? 1 crore, right? Because 1 million is smaller than 1 crore. 10 power 6 million, million under 10 lakhs. 10 power 9 billion. 100 crore, 10 power 9 billion. Then India will become a 5 trillion economy in near future, right? 5 trillion economy. Every day we listen in the news. 10 power 12 means trillion, right? 10 power 12. 4.6 billion years ago. 4.6 billion years ago, Earth was formed. Later, $3.8 billion years ago. 3.8 billion years ago, first life was formed. Primitive Earth atmosphere was completely different. It was hot. Oxygen was not there in its free form. We couldn't breathe if we were there 4.6 billion years ago. The temperature was very high. What happened later? Water vapor present in the atmosphere started to move upward due to lower density, less density. The water molecule moved upward and formed a cloud. Cloud was formed. Later, it started to rain continuously for thousands of years. For thousands of years, it started to rain continuously. Then, Earth is not a perfect sphere. Earth's surface is not plane, it is undulating. Right? Earth's surface is undulating. The craters present in the Earth's surface is filled with the water. The water was not like the water which is present now in the sea. It was hot. It was like a hot dilute soup. It was called coacervates. Coacervates, hot soup. The water which was present 3 or 4.6 billion years ago, around 4 billion years ago, let's say, in the earth. Then later what happened? In the hot dilute soup, the water present in the sea on the surface of earth, the chemical reaction started. The chemical reaction started. Let's say, what do you mean by digestion? For a common man, digestion means if we eat something, it doesn't stuck anywhere, it goes out easily. We think that digestion is proper. We think if we eat banana, if we eat pan, if we eat fiber-rich food, the digestion will be proper, right? That is not digestion. That is bowel movement. The movement of particles through our intestine or alimentary canal, right? Digestion means converting of complex nutrient into simple nutrients. For example, what are the nutrients which we have in our food? Carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins, minerals, right? The carbohydrates will be divided into simple sugars, glucose, fructose, etc. Protein divided into amino acids, fat divided into fatty acid, glycerol, likewise, right? Digestion means complex nutrient is divided into simple nutrient. Likewise, many chemical reactions started. First theory of evolution by Oparin and Haldane. Oparin and Haldane proposed a chemical evolution theory. Chemical evolution theory. Theory of chemical evolution by Oparin and Haldane. They proposed many billion years ago, around 4.6 billion years ago, Earth was formed. Later, clouds formed. Later, coacervates, hot dilute soup formed in our ocean. In the hot dilute soup of our ocean, the chemical reaction started. Due to the series of chemical reaction, due to the chain of chemical reaction, first cell was formed. First cell was formed. Life formed how many years ago? 3.8 billion years ago. First cell was formed. Later, from the first cell, it was developed into blue-green algae. Blue-green algae. The first cell developed into. If I ask you, do you know photosynthesis? Photosynthesis means the process of preparation of food by plants with the help of sunlight. By using sunlight, plants prepare their own food, right? If I ask you, where on earth is photosynthesis maximum? Where on earth photosynthesis is maximum? Let's say in the forest, the trees and plants are more in number. Then in ocean, then in the sky. What will you say? Where photosynthesis is maximum? Photosynthesis is majorly occurs in the plants. Photosynthesis. See, we humans are dependent on plants, animals, plant-based food, animal-based food, right? We are heterotrophs. We are dependent on other organisms for food, heterotrophs. Plants are autotrophs. They prepare their own food. How do they prepare their own food? With the help of sunlight. That is photosynthesis. Plants have green coloring pigment chlorophyll, right? Chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight and the food is prepared. More than the plants on earth, more than the plants on earth, the algae, pachi, algae present in the ocean prepares more oxygen with the help of photosynthesis. Maximum photosynthesis is seen in the oceans. Maximum photosynthesis. The photosynthesis started in the blue-green algae. Blue-green algae is capable of photosynthesis. Blue-green algae capable of photosynthesis. Simply, let's discuss plant. For photosynthesis to happen, we need water. From the roots, water is absorbed with the help of xylem. Water is traveled to the leaves. Water. Then sunlight. Sunlight is captured with the help of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. Green coloring pigment chlorophyll captures sunlight. Then, very much important, carbon dioxide is required. Carbon dioxide. We respirate with the help of our nose and lungs, right? Plants have small pores on their leaves which you cannot see. There are small pores, holes on the leaves of the plant called stomata. With the help of that holes, the carbon dioxide comes inside the leaves. Leaves are called as the food factories of the plant. Major photosynthesis takes place in the leaves. Okay. During the time of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water is used. Then sunlight, chlorophyll are utilized. By using all these things, the nutrient carbohydrate is produced. Carbohydrate. And the byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. Byproduct, oxygen. We all breathe by using oxygen that is being produced by the process of photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis started where? In the blue-green algae. When blue-green algae started to produce oxygen by doing photosynthesis, the amount of oxygen in the earth atmosphere started to rise. The amount of carbon dioxide started to decrease. Right now, according to textbook, the amount of carbon dioxide is 0.03%, but it already been rose to around 0.05%. Just 0.02% it rose, right? If it rises another 0.02%, the global warming will be very high and it will cause very adverse effect on our climate. Then oxygen percentage right now is 20.9%, approximately 21%. Oxygen percentage right now in our atmosphere is 21%. That is due to photosynthesis. Okay. First cell formed due to series of chemical reactions, right? That was explained by chemical evolution theory by Oparin and Halden. Later, important evolution theories. One is Lamarckism. That is use and disuse theory. Then Darwinism. Lamarckism, use and disuse theory means proposed by Lamarck, use and misuse theory. It says if an organism uses any part of its body for many generations, the part will grow. If it doesn't use any part of its body for many generations, it will go off. For example, humans, we had a tail earlier, right? Humans had tail earlier. For generations, we haven't used our tail, so it went off. Giraffe, for the grass-eating animals present in the forest, there was too much competition for the grass which was growing on the land. So giraffe started to use its neck to reach the grass or leaves from the trees. For many generations, it tried to reach the leaves. So the neck grown well, right? Then earlier snake had limbs, legs. Snake had legs. Snake started to move without using its legs. Then later legs went off like that. If an organism uses any of its body part for many year generations, not 1 year, 2 year, 10 year, 20 year, many year generations, all the organisms, then the part will grow very well. If it does not use, it will go off. That is use and disuse theory proposed by Lamarck. But Lamarckism was proven wrong. The theory was proven wrong by Weismann. Have you seen people cutting the tail of the dog to make it more sharper? They think by cutting the tail, the dog will be more sharper, right? If you cut the tail of dog for many generations, it will give birth to the younger one. It will have the tail, right? You will cut the tail of that baby also. Its baby will also get the tail. According to Lamarck, if it does not use the tail should not come back. The same experiment was done by Weismann on a rat. On rats, they have done the experiment. For many generations, he cut the tails of the rat. He mated the rats. Then the baby, it still got the tail. By cutting tails of the rat, he proved that Lamarckism is wrong. Then later, Charles Darwin came. Charles Darwin. With his theory, Darwinism or theory of natural selection. Theory of natural selection. Theory of natural selection, it says, from generation to generation, organisms have the ability to show variations. Badalad, variations. Organisms have the ability to show variations. Then organisms have the ability to show variations, ability to overproduce. Earlier, our grandparents had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children. Even humans right now also have the ability to overproduce. If the organism have the ability to overproduce, then only the organism will sustain in the universe. Otherwise, it will be extinct. Then, struggle for existence. Struggle for existence. Survival of the fittest. These are the things which Darwin wrote. If an organism is ready to show variations, ready to overproduce, and struggle to exist in the nature, if it survives, means if it succeeds, then it will survive. The fit organism will survive, other will extinct. That's all. The theory of evolution which we consider right now is neo-Darwinism. Neo-Darwinism. Neo means new Darwin's theory. Under this we consider Darwin's theory of natural selection. Darwin's theory of natural selection. Then mutation theory by Victor Hugo Davis. What is mutation means? Mutation, change in genetic structure. Sudden change in genetic structure. Mutation means due to various factors, due to environmental or lifestyle changes. Sudden change in genetic structure. Mutation theory. Later, genetical principles. By Gregor John Mendel. The name very important. What he have done is, he is known as father of modern genetics. He discovered heredity. What is heredity? From generation to generation, father to children, mother to children, parents to children, the genetical traits carry forward in the generation, right? That is heredity. If father, mother both are tall, the child will also be tall. Genetics, heredity. Gregor John Mendel studied about botany garden pea plant for many years, and he discovered heredity. So he is known as father of modern genetics. Gregor John Mendel. Father of modern genetics. I will give you PDF notes for basics of biology, physics, chemistry in the PDF format, so that you can just go through, so that your basics will be refreshed, right? That is what required. You don't have to remember all these names, theories, etc. Just you need to have a basic idea, that's all. Later, while discussing the technology part, we'll get to know what are all the important things which we need to know from these basic things, right? We are just refreshing our basics. The modern evolution theory which we consider is Neo-Darwinism. Earth formed how many years ago? 4.6 billion years ago. Life formed 3.8 billion years ago. 3.8 billion years ago, right? Then many organisms are formed, like plants, animals, etc. Right? We have 5 kingdoms of classification. Organisms are classified into 5 kingdoms. First kingdom is plant kingdom. All plants are classified under plant kingdom. Then animal kingdom. All animals are classified under animal kingdom. Then Protista. The third kingdom, introduced by Ernst Haeckel. Protista kingdom is made to classify microorganisms. Microorganisms are classified under Protista kingdom, all the microorganisms. Later, Monera kingdom, then Mycota. These are the 5 kingdoms, Mycota. Monera, the fourth kingdom proposed by Copeland. Then 5th kingdom proposed by Robert Whittaker. Monera kingdom. Do you know about cell, nucleus, every cell, animal cell, plant cell? Okay. Animal cell, plant cell, it will be having nucleus. In your school days, you might have wrote the diagram of amoeba. Inside the amoeba, there was a dense body, nucleus, right? Nucleus. If an organism, if an organism, its a cell, contains a nucleus, means it is called as eukaryote. Eukaryote means the cell is having a definite nucleus. If nucleus is present, it is called as eukaryote. If nucleus is absent, if nucleus is absent or definite nucleus is not there, well developed nucleus is not there, then they are called as prokaryotes. Prokaryote. Eukaryote nucleus is there. Prokaryote definite nucleus is not there. To classify the prokaryotes, Monera kingdom is made to classify prokaryotes. Then Mycota kingdom, saprophyte. We are heterotrophs. We feed on different animals, plants, plant-based food, animal-based food, right? Saprophyte means they feed on dead and decaying matter. Fungi feed on dead and decaying matter. If the wood, the cells are dead, fungus start to grow, right? Saprophyte, fungi comes under saprophytes. Then under Monera kingdom we have bacteria. All bacteria are prokaryotes. Then blue-green algae. All blue-green algae are prokaryotes. Blue-green algae are also called as cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria. Blue-green algae, cyanobacteria. Then Protista kingdom we have protozoa. Amoeba, Eulina, Paramecium, protozoa, few diatoms, etc. Where does virus come under? Right now it is not there anywhere. We know about virus, right? Coronavirus, HIV virus, etc. Virus is a non-cellular entity. Non-cellular entity means virus does not have any cell. Virus cell, there is no cell. Non-cellular entity it is. Non-cellular entity. Virus structure is like this. It is made up of a protein shell. Protein shell called capsid. Protein shell called capsid, inside which there is a genetic material, either DNA or RNA. Either DNA or RNA. Coronavirus, RNA virus, hepatitis B, DNA virus, right? Virus does not come under any kingdom of classification. It does not come under any kingdom of classification. You should know about prokaryote and eukaryote. Prokaryote means nucleus is not there. Definite nucleus is not there. Eukaryote means nucleus is there. That's all. We are humans. Our each and every cell, blood cell, bone cell, every cell contains nucleus. Every cell contains nucleus. There is an exception, RBC. Let's say we have nucleus. Let us see the major difference between the plant cell and animal cells. Who discovered cell? Robert Hooke. Do you know the definition of cell, which they used to ask for 2 marks in our school days? Cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of a living organism. Smallest structural and functional unit. Cell, structural and functional unit. Right? There is a major difference between the plant cell and the animal cell. Cell is majorly made up or consists of cell membrane. The membrane cell membrane inside which nucleus is there, fluid cytoplasm is there, cytoplasm, cell fluid cytoplasm is there, and there are so many cell organelles are there. When compared to the plant cell and animal cell, the major difference, animal cell. See, if you scratch like this, if you pinch like this, many cells were destroyed. Just imagine how many cells we might have, 1,000, lakh, crore, more than that. The size of the cell, it might be. Usually the size of a human cell is in microns, 10 power minus 6 meter. If you divide 1 meter into 10 lakh parts, just imagine the smallest part. In microns, the size of the cell is there. We cannot see, microscopic, right? In adult human consists of trillions of cells, trillion, lakh, crores of cells we have. How cell is formed? First cell is formed with the male and female intercourse. The egg and sperm combines to form the embryo. Later the number of cells will divide, right? There are 2 types of cell division, we'll discuss later. Animal cell consists of cell membrane only. Plant cell, other than cell membrane, it consists of cell wall. Animals can move, animals can find their food, but plants stays in a single place. Plants don't need more number of living cells. If there are more number of living cells, maintenance will be high. For a car, you need to do servicing every 10,000 kilometers. For a home, painting is required. Otherwise, the internal parts, iron rod, etc., it does not need any maintenance, right? Likewise, the maintenance in plants is very minimal. The growing parts require food and nutrition. Majority of the cells are dead cells, which gives structural support, like the bricks gives structural support to the wall, right? There are so many dead tissues present in the plant cell. So to give more structural support, to give more mechanical support around the cell membrane, the plant cell have one more layer called as cell wall. Cell wall is only present in plant cell, Cell wall is made up of complex carbohydrate called as cellulose. Animal cell consists of only cell membrane. Plant cell consists cell wall. Then animal cell have lysosome. Suicide bag of the cell, lysosome. Suicide bag, lysosome. What does lysosome do? If the cell is weak, if the cell is old, if the cell is damaged, it will destroy the cell. It is present inside the cell. If the cell is weak, old, damaged, it will destroy the cell so that new cell can be formed. It will make space, make way for the new cell to be formed. Lysosome is present only in the animal cell because We need more number of living cells, active cells. We don't need any old, damaged, inactive cells. That's why lysosome is present only in the animal cell, not in the plant cell. Plant cell requires old, dead, supporting cells. Enough. Cell wall is present there. Then, what is the coloring pigment which gives color to our melanin? Melanin gives color to us, right? What is the coloring pigment which gives color to the plants? Chlorophyll. Green coloring pigment, chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is present inside the chloroplast. Chloroplast. Plastids are present only in the plant cell. Plastids are present only in the plant cell, not present in the animal cell, only in the plant cell. Then centriole, which helps in cell division. Centriole helps in cell division, present only in the animal cell, not in the plant cell. How cell division happens, let's see. How many chromosomes do we have? 23 pair chromosomes. Okay. In male we have XY chromosome, male XY chromosome, female XX chromosome, female XX, male XY chromosomes we have, sex chromosome. In a cell we have 23 pair of chromosomes, 23 into 2 pair of chromosomes, total 46 chromosomes we have. How many? 46 chromosomes. Healthy human being without any genetic disorders like Down's syndrome, Turner's syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, he will be having 46 chromosomes, both male and female, 46 chromosomes. The chromosomes are present in the pair, human, called as diploid organism. Diploid means chromosomes are present in pair, chromosomes in pair. How many pairs? 23. Total 46 chromosomes are present. In a cell which is having 46 chromosomes, the cell division starts to happen. Cell division. If a 46 chromosomed cell divide into 46 chromosomed cell divide into two cells with the 46 chromosomes. A single cell split into two cells with the same number of chromosomes, then this type of cell division is called as mitosis. See, cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke was observing the cork of a bottle cork, wooden cork. He was observing through a microscope. Then he saw small room-like structures. Then he gave a name cell. Cell means small room-like structure. Later, cell theory was proposed. Cell theory was proposed by Schleiden and Schwann. Schleiden and Schwann proposed cell theory. Cell theory says all the organisms present in the earth are made up of one or more cells. All the organisms are made up of one or more cells. If it is having one cell means it is called as unicellular organism. For example, bacteria. More than one cell means multicellular organisms, plants, animals, etc. Multicellular organisms. Then the cell, with the cell theory, the new cell is formed only by the division of existing cell. By God giving any blessing, the cell will not produce. The cell will produce only by splitting of the earlier present cell. If you have a blood cell, WBC, it will split into two and the new cell is produced. Likewise, earlier when you are born, you might be 2-3 kgs, right? Now you are grown up. The number of cells increased. How? By mitosis, by cell division. During the time of growth, mitosis occurs. Mitosis means 46 chromosome the cell divided into 46 chromosome two cells. 46 chromosomed single cell divided into 46 chromosomed two cells. Mitosis, important, mitosis. Oh. Then cell division during the time of reproduction. Cell division during the time of reproduction. Called meiosis. 46 chromosomed cell is divided into 46 chromosomed cell divided into 23 chromosomed two cells. Male sperm cell consists of 23 chromosomes. Female egg consists of 23 chromosomes. Egg and sperm combines to form embryo, which consists of 46 chromosomes. Zygote later it develops into embryo. Okay. Reproduction time, cell division, meiosis. Growth time, cell division, mitosis. Basic types of cell division. Very much important. You need to know. Mitosis, 46 chromosome cell into 46. Meiosis, 46 chromosome cell into 23. Half. So that male contributes half, female contributes half. Right? Gender of a baby is dependent on father or mother. Who? Father. Father, male parent having XY chromosomes, mother, female having XX chromosomes. While having a baby, what mother can do? Mother can contribute X chromosome. What father can do? He either can contribute X chromosome or Y chromosome. If father contribute X chromosome, female child is born. If father contribute Y chromosome, male child is born. Gender of a baby determined by male parent, father, but no one can control. Nobody control, but the reason is male parent. Male parent is the reason for the gender of the baby. What do you mean by nutrients, nutrition? Food which give nourishment. That's all simple. The food which give nourishment to us is called nutrients. What type of nourishment do we need? We need nourishment like we need energy, we need to grow, we need our muscles to be built, we need our bones to be developed, right? Then we need protection from various diseases. During the time of Corona, during the time of COVID-19, what measures did you take? Have you got Corona? No, safe, good. What measures did you take? One thing, quarantine. First, being safe without being contaminated. Later, to improve the immunity, what people or doctors suggested to take? Vitamin C, vitamin D3, zinc, supplement tablets, multivitamin tablets, right? Vitamins helps to protect us from the diseases. Let's see. The important nutrients, carbohydrates, fat, protein, minerals, water and roughages. Roughages means fiber. Roughages means fiber. Okay. Carbohydrate. Carbohydrate. An example for carbohydrate: glucose, fructose, sucrose, galactose, maltose, cellulose, glycogen, etc. Carbohydrate, they are made up of only carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. For example, glucose, C6H12O6, glucose, carbohydrate. Carbohydrates and fats both are called as energy giving nutrient. Energy giving nutrient. Do we need energy while sleeping? Why? While sleeping, many organs inside us will still be working. For example, we will be respirating, blood will be circulating, then excretory system will be working, right? Even while sleeping, we need energy. Lower amount of energy maybe, but still we need energy. Energy, we need 24/7. We need energy. At least for respiration, blood circulation, excretion, we need energy, right? Energy giving nutrients, so carbohydrate and fat. Carbohydrates and fat. In many examinations, they have asked a question like for an athlete or a sports person to get instant energy, what he should consume? What he should consume? What he should consume to get instant energy? During our school sports meet, our PE teacher used to give glucose, right? Glucose. To get instant energy, we should have carbohydrate, or we can say glucose. Glucose is the simplest form of carbohydrate. Glucose we can have to get instant energy. When compared to glucose and fat, or carbohydrate and fat, which will give more amount of energy? If you eat 1 gram of carbohydrate and if you eat 1 gram of fat, from where will you get more amount of energy? From fat. Instant energy you get from carbohydrate. More amount of energy you will get from fat. When compared to animal source fat and plant source fat, which you feel is more healthy? Animal source fat and plant source fat. Obviously, plant source food is healthier, comparatively healthier, better. Then protein. The simplest form of protein is amino acid. Amino acids. Protein's simpler form, amino acids. Amino acid. Protein. Proteins are called as body building nutrients. Body building nutrients. Proteins are called as body building nutrients. Bodybuilding means not only muscle building, overall growth, which helps in growth. Earlier we were small, we grew, that is because of protein. The carbohydrate and fat we had, which only helps to give us energy, only for energy. What happens if we eat less amount of carbohydrate and fat? We get less energy, we feel dizzy, right? What happens if we eat more amount of carbohydrate and fat? It will be accumulated, blood sugar will rise, diabetes disease will come, obesity will happen, then heart related diseases will come because cholesterol level will increase in the blood, right? Due to more consumption. Then protein. By lesser consumption of protein, Kwashiorkor disease. Kwashiorkor. In African nations, you might have seen many people that are aged, but they are small, right? Bigger stomach, smaller hands and legs. That is kwashiorkor due to malnutrition, due to lack of protein. Then minerals, different minerals we need. We need iron. Iron helps in production of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin's function. Hemoglobin is present inside our blood. The red color of blood is due to RBC. RBC consists hemoglobin. Red color of blood is due to hemoglobin. Right? Hemoglobin's main function is to carry oxygen. Hemoglobin is the oxygen carrier of human blood. Oxygen carrier, hemoglobin. Right? Iron helps in the production of hemoglobin. Then zinc helps in the production of insulin. Where insulin is produced? Pancreas. Pancreas. Behind our stomach, below our stomach, there is pancreas. In the pancreas, insulin is produced. Pancreas. There, zinc helps in the production of insulin. Then potassium helps in maintaining body water balance, fluid balance. Potassium helps. Then calcium and phosphorus. Calcium and phosphorus are majorly present in our teeth and bone. Our teeth and bone are made up of calcium and phosphorus. Then there are many other important minerals. Then water and refuges. Vitamins we'll discuss. Water and refuges. There is a question, there is a statement. Do we get nourishment from water? Yes or no? Is water a nutrient? We need water regularly. We need water daily. We cannot store water. Water is very essential. But water will not give any nourishment. Then why do we need water? To remove the waste from our body, urine, we need water. Sweat, to reduce body temperature, we need water. In blood, we have water. Saliva, there is water. Cerebrospinal fluid, there is water. Right? Water is very much required, but water is not a nutrient. Water is not a nutrient. Likewise, roughages, fiber, this is also not a nutrient. We don't get any nourishment by eating fiber-rich food. Then why do doctors suggest us to eat a fiber-rich food? If we eat fiber-rich food, the bowel movement will be proper. The travel of food inside our alimentary canal will be easy. It will not get stuck and constipation will not happen. That's why we eat roughages, fiber-rich food. Then vitamins. Vitamins. See, we have carbohydrates, fat and protein in more quantity. They are called as macronutrients. We need vitamins and minerals in very less quantity, milligrams, very less quantity. That's why vitamins and minerals are called as micronutrients. Micronutrient vitamin. Vitamins are micronutrients. Vitamins helps us to protect from the diseases. Vitamins are called as protective nutrients. Protective nutrients, vitamins, they protect us from various diseases. Protective nutrients. Vitamin B and vitamin C are water soluble. Vitamin B and vitamin C are water soluble, means they get dissolved in water. Other than vitamin B and C, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K, A, D, E, K, they are fat soluble. Vitamin A, D, E, K are fat soluble. Vitamin B and C, water soluble. Vitamin A, D, E, K are fat soluble. Vitamins and their chemicals names. Vitamin A, chemical name retinol. Vitamin A deficiency causes related to which part of our body? Eye. Vitamin A deficiency causes night blindness. Vitamin B1, very muscles will become weak. Person will not be having much energy to do any work. That kind of condition, very. Vitamin B1 chemical name thiamine. Chemical name thiamine. Vitamin B1. Vitamin B2 chemical name riboflavin. Vitamin B2. See, if there is any news regarding any of the vitamins or any new medicine, etc., then you need to know about that vitamin little deeper, like what is its chemical name, what are its deficiency diseases. Otherwise, there is no need to remember each and every vitamin and their chemical name and deficiency diseases. If there is anything in news, then you need to know, right? Then vitamin B4, B5, B6, B7 are there. Vitamin B3, niacin chemical name, niacin, deficiency causes pellagra. Then important vitamin, vitamin B9, folic acid. See, this is little bit important because in our school days they used to give a small tablet, iron tablet. Do you remember? The iron tablet which we used to get is folic acid tablet. Folic acid tablet. Folic acid tablet helps in alleviating anemia. Anemia means reduction in blood, simply we can say, or reduction in RBC count in our blood. Reduction in red blood cell count in our blood, anemia, raktahinata, anemia, right? Vitamin B9, folic acid, deficiency causes kind of anemia. Then vitamin C, very important vitamin C, chemical name ascorbic acid. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, deficiency causes scurvy disease. Scurvy, bleeding gums, wounds take a longer time to heal. If there is a wound, it takes longer time to heal. Vitamin C deficiency. Immunity of a person will be reduced. Immunity will be reduced if there is a deficiency of vitamin C. Vitamin C. Scurvy disease is also called as sailor's disease. Sailor's disease, scurvy disease. See, what are some vitamin C rich foods which you can list? Vitamin C rich food: lemon, orange, etc. Citrus fruits, right? Citrus fruits are rich in C. In earlier days, people didn't have any access to tablets. Tablets were not there. Then there were no good methods to store fresh fruits for longer days. The shelf life was very low, right? Sailors used to sail in the ocean for many months. For many months, sailors will be in the ocean. They didn't get proper food. They didn't get lemon. They didn't get any citrus fruits. That's why they got the disease scurvy. Sailors got the disease scurvy. That's why the name sailor's disease. Sailor's disease. Then vitamin D. Vitamin D related to bones, right? Rickets. Vitamin D deficiency causes rickets. Weak bone, soft bone. Vitamin D deficiency. Then vitamin E causes infertility. Causes infertility. Vitamin E. Chemical name tocopherol. Tocopherol. Vitamin E. Then vitamin K. Vitamin K deficiency causes chemical name piloquine. Deficiency. Vitamin K deficiency causes blood will not clot. Blood doesn't clot. If you have any wound, the blood continuously flows down. It will not clot. That might be due to vitamin K deficiency. And there is a genetic disorder also called hemophilia. Hemophilia, genetic disorder. If a person is having the genetic disorder hemophilia, if he gets any injury wound, the blood will continuously flow. It will not clot. For a normal person like us, what will happen? If there is a wound, blood starts to clot, right? That will not happen in them. Bodybuilding nutrient, protein. Protective nutrient, vitamin. Energy giving nutrient, carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates and fats are energy giving nutrients. Energy giving nutrients. Right? Let us see. Digestion means we eat varieties of food. The food particles, bigger particles will be divided into smaller particles. The complex nutrients are divided into simpler nutrients. Complex nutrients are divided into simpler nutrients. That is digestion. Complex nutrients are divided into simpler nutrients. Let us see. This is our digestive tract, alimentary canal. It will start from our mouth. Buccal cavity. Buccal cavity means the cavity inside our mouth. Cavity. Cavity means empty space. What do we have in the buccal cavity? We have tongue, we have salivary glands, we have teeth, we have gums, right? We have all these things. Then mouth, buccal cavity, later it will go on to throat or throat, right? We have larynx and pharynx. Larynx means voice box, pharynx means the throat. Pharynx, the throat consists of a lid lid, like a structure called epiglottis. Called epiglottis. If you eat something very fast, you feel the food particle entering your windpipe, right? Because even we can breathe through our mouth. Can we breathe through our mouth? Yes, but that is not suggested because we don't have any filters and mouth should be wet. If we start to breathe through our mouth it will be dried soon, right? Then in our nasal cavity we have so many small hair-like projections which will avoid the dust particles entering our respiratory tract. Okay. Our respiratory tract and alimentary canal both connects into a single passage in pharynx. Single passage for air and food to travel is pharynx. Later, food travels into esophagus, food pipe, esophagus. Then air travels into windpipe. Food should go to food pipe. Air should go to windpipe. It should not mix up. There is a lid called epiglottis. Epiglottis, there is a lid. What happens? See, while talking, the air comes out right. Air comes out right while talking because air comes out from the lungs. It travels through the larynx. Larynx, we have an opening hole and the membrane vibrates. Through the vibration, the sound is produced. Right. In the pharynx, what happens? While swallowing, while drinking, the epiglottis will be closed. If air goes into our stomach, is there any problem? No. It comes out in one or other ways, right? If air goes inside our stomach, then there is no problem. But if food particle goes inside our windpipe, what happens? Lungs is for respiration. The windpipes are small. If food particle goes inside, the passage will be clogged. It will be difficult for us to breathe. If the particle is bigger in size, then we start to cough vigorously to spit the particle outside, right? To avoid a food particle entering the windpipe, epiglottis is there. The function of epiglottis to avoid food particle into windpipe. Epiglottis will be present in the entrance of windpipe. In the entrance of windpipe, epiglottis, a lid will be there. It will open only while respiration. Only while respiration it will open. Only while talking it will open. Otherwise it will be closed. When will we feel the food particle going inside our windpipe? While talking and eating, or while eating very fast. That will happen. The epiglottis gets confused and the food particle will enter the windpipe. It will enter the windpipe. Right? Epiglottis you should know. It will avoid food particle entering the windpipe. Epiglottis, the lid. Then we have esophagus. Then we have flattened J-shaped widest part of our alimentary canal. Widest part of our alimentary canal, that is our stomach. See, longest part of our alimentary canal is, longest part is small intestine. Small intestine is the longest part. Widest part is our stomach. Then after entering the stomach from esophagus, it will go to small intestine. The passage connecting the stomach and the small intestine is called as duodenum canal. Duodenum. This passage is called as duodenum canal. Then we have small intestine, generally 7.5 meter in length, 7.5 meter in length. Then we have large intestine, usually 1.5 meter in length, 1.5 meter in length. Then the waste particles will be stored in the rectum. it will be move, it will move through the anus, the passage, right? What will happen during the process of digestion? Just imagine you had your breakfast. Okay. The food particle entered our mouth. In mouth, what will happen? We started to chew. Saliva is mixed, right? The first stage of digestion starts in our mouth. First stage of digestion starts in our mouth. Digestion is not only dividing bigger particle into smaller particle. Digestion is what? Complex nutrient into simple nutrient. Division of complex nutrient into simple nutrient. See what will happen in the mouth. In the mouth we have saliva, right? In the mouth we have saliva. Saliva consists a special enzyme. Enzyme means enzymes are called as biocatalyst. Biocatalyst. Catalyst means it will speed up the process of chemical reaction. It will speed up the chemical reaction. It will make the reaction faster. Okay. Biocatalyst means it is acting like a catalyst, but it is produced inside an organism. Biotic material, enzyme. Saliva consists of an enzyme called as amylase, salivary amylase. Salivary amylase enzyme. What does salivary amylase do? It will convert a starch into maltose sugar. Starch into maltose. Amylase converts starch into maltose. First stage of digestion. First stage of digestion occurs in where? Mouth. First stage of digestion. With the help of our teeth, the bigger particles are torn into smaller particles. That is a physical part. Chemical part, starch is divided into maltose sugar, simple sugar, divided into simple sugars. Later, lingual lipase is also there. Lingual lipase enzyme. Lipase helps in dividing lipid fat into fatty acid. Lipids are divided, fats are divided into simpler form called as fatty acids. Are you understanding? Okay, because you're from commerce background, it might be difficult for you, but there is no need for us to stress more on these basic concepts. We are just refreshing them. The important parts of technology will go a little deeper and better. We'll discuss. No worries. Then in the esophagus, what happens? We have swallowed our food. The swallowed food is in the form of little balls of food. This is called as bolus. Every swallowed food goes like a ball called bolus. Inside the esophagus, food pipe, the food travels like with the help of the contraction and relaxation of the esophagus. Have you seen snake swallowing a rat or frog? Snake eating the frog, right? What it will do? It will swallow the frog. Later, the contraction and relaxation of the muscle happens. Then the frog travels inside the body of the snake, right? Likewise, if we eat and sleep also, the food goes into the stomach, right? If we eat, then suddenly we sleep. That is not recommended, but if we sleep also, it goes into the stomach, because the movement of food particle inside the esophagus, the movement is called as peristalsis movement. Peristalsis movement. peristalsis movement. Like the bolus food particles enter our stomach. Widest part of our alimentary canal, stomach. The food particle entered our stomach. In stomach, in the stomach, protein digestion starts. And during the time of corona, you might have heard that regularly you should drink warm water, because if any virus present inside our throat, it might go into our stomach and it will be destroyed. What is there inside our stomach to kill the bacteria and virus which are entering with our food? We have a special acid. Which acid is present in our stomach? Hydrochloric acid. The acid present inside our stomach is HCl, hydrochloric acid. The food entering through our alimentary canal, it might consist many harmful bacteria, right? We eat panipuri outside. It might be having many bacteria, protozoas, right? It will be destroyed with the help of this acid, hydrochloric acid. HCl kills the bacteria, viruses entering us in the form of food. But if the amount of bacteria and virus is very much more, then even HCl can't control. Then the disease occurs. Inside the stomach we have pepsin enzyme, which helps in division of protein into polypeptide. Then renin enzyme, which helps in the division of milk into curd. Actually, renin will be seen only in children. Renin is secreted actively only in the children. In adults, renin will not be secreted. Only pepsin is secreted, which helps the division of protein. Then intrinsic factor is the intrinsic factor, which helps in the division of vitamin B complex, vitamin digestion, intrinsic factor. In stomach, some part of digestion happens. Then the food travels into this thing, duodenum canal. Food travels into the duodenum canal. See, can you see the yellowish part below here? That is pancreas, where insulin is made. Then this is liver, largest gland in our body, biggest gland in our body, liver, right? Liver produces bile juice. Liver produces bile juice. Pancreas produces pancreatic juice. This pancreatic juice and the liver's bile juice is secreted into duodenum canal. The pancreatic juice and bile juice helps in digestion. Bile juice helps in the digestion of fat. Fat digestion, it helps. Then pancreas helps in the digestion of, pancreatic juice helps in the digestion of protein majorly. Then carbohydrate, fat, etc. Each and every macronutrient is divided into simpler forms in the duodenum canal. Very much important. In an examination they have asked, bile juice produced in the liver is stored in bile juice produced in the liver, but it is stored in a small green color sac. You can see here, right? Green color sac here. This is gallbladder. bile juice is stored in the gallbladder. Later what happens? So the food, half almost digested food enters the small intestine, longest part of our alimentary canal, small intestine. The food enters the small intestine. Inside the small intestine, if you are non-vegetarian, you might have seen inside the intestine there are small finger-like projections, not bigger, very very small finger-like projections. Inside the intestine, small finger-like projections. These are called as villi or villi. These small finger-like projections are which helps to absorb more nutrient. See, maximum digestion occurs in the small intestine and the absorption of nutrient occurs in the small intestine. The food we ate, it got digested till it reaches the small intestine. The maximum part of digestion is over in the small intestine. Digestion part, that means division of complex nutrient into simple nutrient. Then absorption of nutrient occurs here in the small intestine. Absorption of nutrient. The absorption is with the help of the finger-like projections called villi. Why there are villis inside the small intestine means to increase the surface area. If the tube is simply like this, the surface area will be less, right? If there are projections like this, then surface area will be more. To increase the surface area, to absorb more nutrient, villis are there. To absorb maximum amount of nutrient. In the small intestine, all the nutrients are absorbed. Then the food travels through large intestine, 1.5 meter in length, large intestine. Here the digested food is in the form of kind of liquid fecus, liquid. Here what happens? So the water and salt. In the large intestine, water and salt are absorbed by water and salt. If the water content and salt content are absorbed, then semi-solid fecus, semi-solid waste is stored inside the rectum. It goes out through the anus. This is our digestive system. The important thing which we need to know is digestion is not merely traveling of food inside the canal. Digestion means converting complex nutrient into simple nutrient. Complex nutrient is converted into simple nutrient. That is digestion. First stage of digestion starts in our mouth. First stage of digestion. For example, in the mouth we have what? Salivary amylase enzyme where starch is converted into maltose sugar. Photosynthesis simply we have discussed. Photosynthesis means with the help of sunlight, food is produced inside the plant. The food is in the form of carbohydrate. Okay. A reproduction in plant, how it will happen? Let's see. Plant reproduction. Reproduction means giving birth to a new organism. Right? Reproduction means. In reproduction, there are two types: asexual method of reproduction and sexual method of reproduction. Asexual method of reproduction means without a male and female gametes. If there is a new organism that is produced, that is asexual method of reproduction. In the context of plants, asexual method of reproduction means in animals, for example, if you cut an earthworm into two pieces, what will happen? It will become two new organisms, right? Earthworm, it will not die. if you cut the earthworm, that is asexual reproduction. If you cut a planaria into two pieces, if you cut a starfish into two pieces, it will develop into two new organisms, that is asexual reproduction. Likewise, in plants, root, stem and leaves. Root, stem and leaves are called as vegetative parts of the plant. You know, rose, hibiscus plant, if you cut the stem and plant it elsewhere, it will grow, right? That is vegetative propagation. Asexual method of reproduction. Asexual method of reproduction. Sexual method of reproduction means seed will be formed. By the formation of a seed cell, if reproduction is happening, then that is sexual method of reproduction. In a plant, flowers are called as reproductive part of the plant. Flowers are reproductive part of the plant. What we think of flowers are, there too means we use flowers to offer to the god and for ornamental purpose, etc. Right? But the reason the plants are having the flowers is to reproduce. Right? The vibrant colors, the fragrance, the nectar present inside the flower is to attract the insects for pollination, for reproduction. In plants, there are two types of flowers. One is a unisexual flower and other is bisexual flower. Unisexual means in all organisms we have male and female, right? Male and female combine together to form a new organism. But in flowers, there are also two types. One is unisexual flower, means a flower will be having only one gamete, either male gamete or female gamete. For example, cucumber, then papaya, corn, etc. They are unisexual flowers. Bisexual flower means a flower will be having both male and female gametes. Bisexual flower. The blue part, this is filament, this is anther, combines together stamen. This is the male part of the flower. Above the stamen we have pollen grains. Inside the pollen grains we have male gamete we have. Then the yellow part, the middle yellow part, this is the yellow part in the middle is female part of the flower. This is stigma, tip of the female part, stigma. Then this one is style, the tube-like structure, style. Then this is the ovary. Stigma, style, ovary, collectively called as pistil. Pistil is the female part of the flower. Stamen, male part of the flower. Pistil, female part of the flower. In a plant, there are no moving parts, right? Animals have motion. Plants don't have motion. There are no moving parts. Then what will happen? The pollen grain present here is having male gamete. The egg present here is having female gamete. These two needs to combine. These two needs to meet. For this to happen, there are so many environmental factors which contribute. Like with the pollen grains which are very light, it will blow along with the wind and it will travel to the stigma of the same flower or the other flower, right? Or with the help of insect, honeybee, right? Honeybee collects nectar and it helps the plant in reproduction by transferring pollen grain. What happens? The pollen grain travels from here to here. This is called as pollination. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. After the pollination happens, the pollen grain starts to produce a pollen tube. The use of pollen tube is to travel the male gamete, transfer the male gamete. The male gamete travels through the pollen tube and it reaches the ovary. Inside the ovary, male gamete and female gamete meets each other and a zygote is formed. The zygote develops to form embryo, that is seed. Seed is formed here. Seed. This is sexual method of reproduction. Sexual method of reproduction. You might have seen in a tomato plant. First yellow flower blooms, the petals falls off, flower petals. Then the bulb type of part will grow into a tomato, greener part, yellow part, then reddish color, right? Fruit is dash part of the flower. Many times they might ask, fruit around the fruit is developed, right? Around the seed generally. For example, apple around the seed, mango around the seed, right? Fruit is the ripened ovary. Fruit is the ripened ovary. Means when the seed is formed, to protect the seed, the fruit is formed. The fruit is the ovary part of the flower. The fruit which we are having is the ovary part of the flower. Fruit is the ripened ovary. For example, around the almond, the hard shell is there, right? That is the fruit part, which we cannot eat. Each and every fruit part is not edible, right? Then around the cotton seeds, the cotton is present, right? Cotton, white cotton. That is also fruit part. Cotton is dash part of the plant, means cotton is fruit part of the plant, which we cannot eat, but it is part of the ovary, right? Pollination. Pollination with the help of wind is called as anemophily. Pollination with the help of insects called as entomophily. With the help of animals called as zoophily. With the help of water called hydrophily. Bats, chiropterophily. Likewise, malacophily, ophiophily, etc. Different with the help of snake, snail, etc. There are so many different types of pollination are there. Majorly, pollination occurs with the help of insects or air. With the help of insects of air, pollination happens, right? In the next class, we'll discuss respiration, blood circulation, blood composition, basic important things. Then we'll discuss genetics, genetic disorders. Then we'll discuss endocrine glands of our body, right? Important things. The composition of blood is very much important. We'll discuss the blood composition. Human blood is made up of which type of cells? Our blood consists ಯಾವ cells ಇದೆ blood ಅಲ್ಲಿ? Red blood cell, RBC, white blood cell, WBC, platelets, right? And then we have plasma in blood. We'll discuss what is the lifespan of each and every blood cell, means the count of blood cells. We'll discuss in the next class. The goal of SNT class is to get the 8 to 10 marks, only not to 8 to 10 marks, the maximum number of marks which they will ask in the examination, right? For that to happen, what you need to do, what we need to do, we need to have basic understanding. We need to have the basics of science which we need to know. In every other institution, what they think, you have come for the preparation of UPSC CSC examination, then you should be knowing these basic concepts of science. They will just think and they will just move on with the complex technology part. Okay, we will just brush up the basic things here. Then later, technology part we will discuss in detail with notes, slides, images, pictures, so that you can understand better, right? If I give a picture of a car and start to explain, see, it is having a DRL light, etc., etc., you get to know, right? Like that, we'll discuss, no need to worry, each and every detail. Then, before starting the technology part, we will see the previous year questions, last 2 to 3 year previous year questions we will discuss. By that, you will get to know what kind of questions will appear in the examination, what kind of preparation that is required from us, right? We will discuss few previous year questions. By that, you will get to know the depth, intensity of the questions that will be asked in the examination. Later, once we complete the basics, once we know our previous year questions, we will be having a clear roadmap. What we need to study, how much we need to study, what are all the concepts which need to cover. By connecting with the current affairs, we will cover space, defense, information technology, then biotechnology. Four important pillars in technology part. Later extended part of nanotechnology, robotics, so then cyber security, then miscellaneous concepts we'll discuss. By covering this much, this is required, but to learn this you need to have the basics, right? So we'll start with them. Completing basics, we'll cover previous year questions, few previous year questions, not many, so that we will get to have an idea. Then we will discuss these concepts, right? Okay. Thank you. From tomorrow the class will be at 10 a.m. Right? Thank you.